Good morning, everyone. Have you all completed the tasks which I gave you? Everything? Any doubts? Delete functionality. Is it working delete functionality for everyone? Except you. What's your name? Sai Kumar. Except Sai Kumar.
Yeah, it was working, but I have other questions. So whenever.
Ravi. Okay. Yes, Ravi. Please tell me.
So actually, the first thing is I could not get the 2000 or 1000 transactions or
Okay.
whatever for the time interval of 10 minutes.
Okay.
Whether I give 2000 or 1000 or 500, it is never hitting that number. It's always less than that.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not sure if it is because of the numbers on the throughput timer or on the thread group.
Have you anyone tried without giving throughput timer? Without giving throughput timer, did you ran the script? Without throughput timer.
I just 60 users 60 iterations worth use.
So what is the use of this throughput timer, precise throughput timer? What is the use of precise throughput timer? Precise throughput timer is used to control your transactions, right? So you have given precise throughput timer and you are not able to achieve 2000 transactions. Then what you need to do? You need to remove the precise throughput timer and run it. Correct? I'll come to that.
Yeah, but sir,
yes.
if it is not doing that, let's say I give 2000 and then it is not completing 1000 transactions, I reduce it to 500, let's say, because when I gave 1000, it was doing 600 transactions almost.
Okay.
And when I gave, because it was doing 600, I thought maybe my calculation is a bit wrong. And then I gave 500 transactions, but then it was doing 300 or 400 transactions.
Okay.
So,
okay. Let me do that task for you in this class today. Okay. Let's do that.
One other question.
Yes.
When we think about, when we give the think time, or when we compare think time and the throughput timer, okay, let's say if we don't give the think time and give the throughput timer, there will be a gap between each transaction, right? Can that be considered as think time?
Gap between each transaction means without think time, there will not be any gap between each transaction.
But when it is trying to accommodate in the throughput timer, when it is trying to accommodate all the transactions, let's say I give 1000 in 600 seconds, it will space all the 1000 transactions in 600 seconds, right? I mean, based on whatever the transaction that we give.
Correct.
So that is like something like adding some gap based on the calculation, but it is adding some gap between transactions so that all the transactions are spaced according to the time given.
Correct.
So although it is not same as giving the like a user think time, but it is giving some gap.
Correct. That is spacing. That is not think time. See, in real time, just think about a real time. So in real time, what will happen? For example, you are doing a testing for fund transfer. Okay. You're doing performance testing for fund transfer flow. And in production, for fund transfer, within 1 hour, they're achieving 2000 or say 1000. 1000 fund transfers are happening. 1000 fund transfer transactions are happening, right? So in fund transfer, what is your script flow? You have to launch, login, and from account to account, and click next. Submit, accept, OTP, and finally log out, right? Right? So how many transactions you need to achieve as per the requirement? 1000 transactions. That means 1000 submits should happen, right? And 1000, if 1000 submits should happen, then all these 1000 transactions should happen everywhere, right? Okay, everywhere 1000 transactions should happen. Then only 1000 submits will happen, right? Okay. So now you have to achieve this 1000 transactions in with for example 300 users. You have to achieve this 1000 transactions with 300 users. So you are going to run this test with in 1 hour, right? In 1 hour we need to achieve 1000 transactions with 300 users. So you started running your test, right? Within one iteration, how many you will achieve? 300 everywhere, right? Within 2 iterations, 600. 3 iterations, almost you achieved your target. Within 3 to 4 iterations, you achieved your target, right? So what about the remaining time? Remaining time, we are giving it as a pacing. So that is a different concept. Okay. But when coming to think time, again, think about reality. When you are doing fund transfers or bill payments, what you are doing? Like after launching your screen, before you click on login, you will take some time to enter your user and password, right? Okay. If you don't consider this time in your script, what will happen? In your script, your user ID and in user ID request, it will capture user ID and password, right? User ID and password will get captured there. Session ID, CSRF token, everything will get captured. You will handle everything using correlation and parameterization, right? So if you don't consider this real user time, because in reality, user will take some time to enter user ID and password, like 5 seconds. If you don't consider this time, what will happen? Script is not a human. It will just log in within microseconds. So in order to replicate, that should not happen in reality, right? That will not happen in reality. So that is why you have to give think time. So think time is different from pacing. Pacing, you are giving to achieve this transaction count. If you don't give pacing, what will happen? You will achieve more than this count. And think time, you are trying to replicate the real user scenario. So both are different. Uday, did it answer your question, or are you still?
Thanks, sir. Actually, I am clear about this. What I thought was the spacing that you said initially of
correct.
That I thought will be between, say, launch and login.
No. Pacing will be here after logout. Only one pacing will be there.
Okay. Now I get it. Okay, thank you. So if while designing a test run, we have to consider the delay that is given both by the think time as well as the
yes, definitely both are equally important.
Okay,
both you need to give in your test, in your script. Okay.
Thanks.
See, without like, if you give think time here, after launch it will wait for 5 seconds. After login it will wait for 5 seconds, like this.
I get that. Thanks.
After logout, again, before going to the next iteration, it will take pacing time. Okay. Let's come to our script. Okay, let's record it once. It's very slow. Fifth transaction is add customer, and sixth one is delete.
Instead of add customer menu, we can keep my account.
Isn't that
Yeah, my account. And seventh one is logout, right?
Yes.
So now we'll check this box. Now I'll add listener also. Okay. See, I am dragging everything to under a test plan from thread group. So what will happen if we have all this in all this cookie manager, cache manager, all that in a thread group? What will happen? It is only limited to that thread group. If I add another script, it will not apply to that particular script. So if you want to apply all this cache manager, cookie manager for all your scripts in your test plan, so you have to add that under your test plan. Okay. So I'm changing my proxy as usual. Okay, I forgot to do one thing. What is that? No. Let me stop this. Sorry. What did I say? Let me stop this. I forgot to add filters, right? See, it captured everything. So let us add that.
Sir, filters is only in the script recorder. We don't have it when we do it from the browser, right? Like, if once we get it from a har file, if we have to remove all the CSS or
correct, there we need to remove. Yes, but if you
Yeah.
But if you record using JMeter, then you don't get all these things. You'll get what you need.
So there is a question about JMeter also for Chrome. When the JMeter is installed, while converting the scripts, it gives options only of Selenium and.
Correct. The reason for that is you didn't logged in. You need to sign in first in JMeter using your Gmail. You need to log in. Then only you need to record in JMeter. Then it will give you option for JMX also. Otherwise, you will get only 2 options.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I'm adding suggested excludes, and what else you need to add? Dot star
Slash dot
Firefox
slash dot com.
.com .star.
Dot star.
Right. You can do this the same for Google as well. Yeah, Mozilla వస్తుందా? Then Mozilla.com వస్తుంది. Let's see. So whatever you want, you can add it here. Okay. Now I can delete these things once. This is my home. And record it. Okay. Now what is the next one? Login. What is the next one? Sign in, select sign in. So again, you need to select this. You should not forget to select this. Okay. Sign in. Next one. My account. Add customer. Okay. And here, what is the next step? Add customer, fill details and add customer. Okay. Okay, I am clicking on add customer. So customer has been added successfully. And what is my next step? To delete the customer. I've selected that and I clicked on delete. Customer, 1 row has been deleted successfully. And next step is log out. Log out. So this is your script, and what you need to do here, you have to handle these things. So what you have to do after recording your script, just run it once, just run it once. So you ran it. So go to this login response data. I'll search for session. I hope everyone are following, right? If I'm telling you fastly, just tell me. I will slow down. Okay. So I'm capturing the session ID, adding post processor regular expression extractor. Okay. Here I will add my regular expression. Instead of this session, what I'll do, I'll say dot star question mark. and the opening and closing bracket indicates group. Okay. We'll say dine session ID. And I have only one group. So I'm giving $1. That's it. Okay. There is one more ID, which is CSRF token. So you can just copy this and paste it. You will get the same one which I have added previously. I will change this to dine CSRF. And
sir, one question.
Yes, please.
The template, you said there is only one group. At the match number, I got it, but I don't know what the group is. What group are we talking? Like, what is the group?
So, okay. So this is your regular expression here, right?
Yeah, right.
So this is your regular expression. So in your regular expression, this is your left boundary and this is your right boundary. And you are capturing a value between your left and right boundary, which is the session, your session ID. So instead of session ID, you are giving this dot star question mark. Instead of session ID, you are giving dot star question mark. This dot star question mark indicates whatever is there between the left and right boundary should capture that. That's what it indicates, right?
Right.
But if you give just a dot star question mark, it won't accept. So you have to give open and close brackets in this dot star question mark. You have to give dot star question mark under this brackets. This open and close bracket indicates group. So this open and close brackets in regular expression indicates group. Okay. For example, tomorrow, like for example, in the same scenario, if you want to capture this session ID, you want to capture this. Okay. Yeah. You want to capture both your session ID and also this text session ID. Okay. So what you need to do, instead of this text session ID, you can give dot star question mark. So how many groups are there here? Two groups. One group is this and the second group is this. Okay. So if you want to capture your session ID, then what you need to give here? Here you have to give group. Instead of one, you need to give two because your regular expression is this. You have two groups here. One is your session ID, like text session ID, and another one is your actual session ID. Here you are capturing your actual session ID, so I gave two. Right?
Yeah. So, okay. Practically, it is possible to have two groups in like a single.
Yes.
There would be.
You can give n number of groups, any number of groups you can add to your regular expression.
Okay. There will be a need for that, right? And that's what you're saying. Sometimes
Sorry?
there would be. Sometimes we might need that.
See, exactly. Sometimes we see this is a basic session ID and basic CSRF capturing, but when I go to that regular expression topic, I'll tell you how complex your regular expressions will be. Sometimes you will get complex correlations. You will have to do complex correlations. That time, these multiple groups and all will come into picture. Okay. So how to use those multiple groups in while capturing your session IDs and while capturing your correlation values, I'll tell you at that time. So now just understand that this just indicates one group. So you can add any number of groups in your regular expression. Okay. Fine. Okay. So that is why I'm giving one here, and here also it is the same, right? CSRF, search for CSRF. Scroll down a little bit. This is your regular. This is the one which you need to capture. So what is your left boundary here?
Input header name CSRF.
Yeah. So this is my left boundary and this is my right boundary. And what you need to capture? This one. So how do you know that you are going? You have to capture this equal to or not? Just go to your sign in and check. See. Here at the end of CSRF token, you have equal to, right? So you have to include equal to also in your regular, in the group. Okay, so that is why you have to capture till this point. So make it again dot star version, right? So this is your CSRF and this is your session ID. So I'll come to these topics little later when I go to this elements. I'll start elements from tomorrow, each and every element. Then when I go to this regular expression topic, then I'll explain you about all these things: body as kept, body as a document, response headers, request headers, all that. Okay. For now, I'm not changing anything here. I'm just capturing my regular expression like this. And here, go here and replace it. How do you replace? I know there is only one session ID and one CSRF token. So I'm just going here and replacing this manually like this. But in most of the cases in tomorrow in your projects, there can be multiple session IDs in your script. In this case, I have only one session ID in my script. In your projects, you can see different, you might see CSRF token in different requests like this. Currently, there is no CSRF token. I can see only CSRF token here and session ID here. So you can directly replace this like this. But if you have multiple CSRF tokens and multiple session IDs, how do you replace? Using Control F. Using Control F, you have to replace it and give your what you are searching here. You have to give that. So I am replacing what you are searching for. You're searching for this, and you need to replace it using dollar curly braces dine session ID, right? Like this, you need to replace in your in the script actually. Okay. And you just need to go replace all, and you can see replaced only one occurrence because you have only one time. The session ID is only captured once in your script. Same case with CSRF token also. Right? CSRF. And again, I'm saying replace all. Again, you'll see once, only one occurrence has been replaced. Okay. So you replaced this. Now you will see successful login. Let us run the script. Let's go to sign in and select which view? HTML view. And here I have logged in successfully, right? Till this point, it is clear for you, right? So what is my next step? My next step is to go to the My Account menu. Just check if the My Account menu is successful or not. Yes, it is successful, right? This is what you see at My Account menu, right? Just go here. Just cross-check from your actual website to see if you are seeing the right page or not, just for cross-checking. So what I'll do, I will just log in here. So after logging in successfully, where you are clicking My Account, add customer, right? So this is what the screen you are seeing. Add customer, first name, last name, email, city, and here you will see one record, right? So you are seeing the same screen here. First name, last name, everything you are seeing, and you are seeing one record. Fine. So till this point, it is clear and it is successful. So you don't need to do anything in My Account page. So My Account page is, you are not submitting anything in this page. That is why you are seeing the actual page. You don't need to do any correlations or any parameterizations here, right? You are just clicking there. That's it. You're not doing anything. But here, what is your next step? You need to add the customer now.
Add customers.
So let's go there. And here you have, I just clicked on my script. Add customer. What is your first request? You're seeing this first name, last name, and all this. And let's see in my results whether it is added successfully or not. What is my add customer here? This one. Click here. No. It did not add it successfully. Let's see the last page. No, it did not add it successfully. Okay. So it should add successfully, right? I gave my details in the script, Vamshi, Nandula, and the email ID and all. What you should see in this particular page, there should be second record, which is added, which should add successfully. Here you are not seeing that. So you can see, you can check why you are not seeing that. So here, all these details are correct. Okay. Next screen is also correct. You can maybe disable this. Did this page give successful response for you when you are trying? Here, is it adding successfully?
Actually, there is a problem with the email ID. I think it is holding the email ID information and saying the email ID is cannot be used or something. There is a message with that. So
Achha, 1 second.
If we have added the user before, customer before,
Email ID is not available, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Correct. So let us change the email ID. I'll say ABCD or something. Let's run the script once. So we need to check add customer. So it is added. It is added successfully. So it's added successfully. And what is our next step? Delete. So it hasn't been deleted successfully, right? So we need to check why this hasn't been deleted successfully. And here you are seeing a value, right? DID something 8312, right? So let us go here. Let me refresh my page once. See, this has been added successfully through my script. Okay, till this point it is clear, right? So now you need to check why this is not, why you are unable to delete it successfully, right? So I'll go to my developer tools once. Okay. Where is F12? Okay. Okay, anyway, let me go here. So I'll go to add customer. And here, this is added successfully. So I'll go to developer tools once. So this is my add customer. And here we have two records. One is this and one is this. Fine. And what is my next step? my next step is to delete it. So I will delete, and this has been recorded, and let's check. Let's go to the first request and check whether it is. What happened? Just a second. Okay, no issue. Let me come back to my script. I'll explain you like this only. See, this is a value, right? Here, this value is 8312. You are not giving this value as an input, right? You are getting this value from the server, right? And why are you getting this value? Why, while you are deleting this record, you are getting this particular value, right? Which is 8312, right? When you recorded your script for the first time, this value has been captured, right? And again, what you are doing, you are trying to replace your script. While replaying, it is trying to create another record, okay? And it is trying to delete that record, okay? So it is expecting a different value, not this. So that is the reason it is failing, right? So you need to find that value, not this one, right? So for that, what you need to do? The same way, you need to go to the before request, right? What is the before request of delete customer? Add customer, right? So go there. Go to the add customer. So this is add customer. So here you have added your record successfully. See, this record has been added successfully. So go to text view. And here search for DID equal to 8162 8314. So you have two records. One record is 8162 and another record is 8314, right? So let me copy everything to a notepad. I'm just installing Notepad++. Okay, let me copy everything to this Notepad++. And here, what are you searching for? DID, right? So this is the value. So you have two values here. One is 8162, another one is 8314. But what are you trying to delete here? 8312. So you are trying to delete a value which is not here at all. So that is the reason you are not able to delete it successfully, right? So these are the records which are currently present, 8162 and 8314. If you go a little up, you can see 8162 record is related to this person, Nagbhushan Uppu, and these are the details for 8160 details are these, right? And 8314 details are related to Vamshi and all that, right? So now you need to delete one record, right? So what you need to do? You need to capture this. So what is my left boundary for this value? DID equal to, and what is the right boundary? Ampersand, right? So I'm just capturing, I'm just copying this value. And where I need to correlate this here, right? The before request. This is where I'm searching, right? Add customer. So here I need to add post processor, regular expression extractor, and again the same. Dot question mark and dine delete value, and just giving this name. You can give any name again. Okay, and you have only one group again, right? So here, correct. I'm coming to that. So here I want to delete any value, right? I want to delete any value. So here you have two records. So if you want to delete any random value, what you need to give here is 0. See, 0 for random. So if you don't give anything, it will take 1. That indicates the first value. So it will delete Nagbhushan Uppu, right? So I gave 0. If you give 0, it will delete either this Nagbhushan Uppu, or it will delete either this Nagbhushan Uppu or Vamshi, right? So I will give 0 and let us check. So this can be also an interview question. So if you want to delete a random record, a random value in a set of 10 records or 15 records, what you need to do in your regular expression? What you need to do? You need to give the match count as match number as 0, so that it will pick a random value. So now I have given 0, it has to pick a random value, and now copy, and here you need to replace it, right? So now let us run. Done. Okay, now refresh your screen. We can check that in script also. See, it has deleted which value? Okay, so Vamshi is there. So it will delete either Nagbhushan or Vamshi. Now it has deleted Nagbhushan, right? But in some cases, if you want to delete only the value which you have added, which value you have added? You have added Vamshi, not Nagbhushan, right? So how to delete that value? So you have different ways for that, which I'll explain you tomorrow. But now you can run this particular script by giving 0 as random, so that it will delete any value randomly. So now I have, while you are testing this, you have only, now you have only, how many values you have? 1 value. I will delete this one also. I have deleted this one. Now you have 0 values. You don't have any records. So now if you run the script, what will happen? It create one record and it will delete that. It just create one record, it will delete the same. Because 0 indicates random. Random indicates if you have one record, that itself it will pick. Okay. So there is no problem by giving 0. So it will always pick the same record again and again. And it will delete. So now also it will work. So you should not see anything here. See, nothing is there because it added and deleted successfully. So it has added here successfully. It has deleted here successfully. Okay. Fine. Till this point, it is clear, right? For everyone. So what is our next task? Our next task is to add think time. Let's add it quickly. Timer, constant timer, right? I'm giving 3000, which is 3 seconds. Okay. I'm adding think time everywhere. Okay. So I have added my constant timer everywhere. So now if you run the script, it has to run a little slow because you have added your think time. So what is the next step? Your next step is to run your test with some 30 users, right? So so I'm giving Vamshi 5, Vamshi 6, like this. I'll give my usernames until Vamshi 20. Okay. And what else you need to add a customer? What unique values you need to give? First name and last name should be unique, and also email IDs should be unique, right? So let us give first name as Nan1. Okay, this is my first name and last name, and email ID is so email ID is also you can give unique, but what I'm thinking is okay. Okay, till this point we'll give. So I am saving this in which format? CSV format. Email alaiddam anukuntunna ante I want to give nan5@vam5.com. So I want to mix both this. I can give that, right? Any unique email ID is fine. So I don't want to give a separate unique email ID. I want to mix my first name and last name and create a new email ID. Okay, let's do that. So I am saving this under bin folder. Okay, with the same name. That's okay. Excel format. Sorry. Okay, so you have total 16 records. So I'm giving config element, CSV dataset config, Again, I'm saying you can give this under thread group and also under test plan. So if you give under test plan, that will be applicable for all your thread groups. Okay, so I'm giving under thread group now. So here, okay, this one. So see, since I saved this CSV file under bin, you don't need to give all this part. Okay, so you can remove this. It is already under bin, right? So you remove everything. So you can just mention book1.csv. That should be fine. Okay. And variable names P. What is my first one? P username, comma P first name, comma P last name, right? So total 3. So ignore first line. I have to give false, right? Because I didn't include any kind of header here, there, right? So I'm giving false itself. So okay, this is my username. And what else you need to replace? First name and last name.
లాగిన్ మాత్రమే చేస్తున్నాం కదా సార్. దీనికి మనకి యూజర్ ఐడి పాస్వర్డ్ ఒకటి ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది.
అర్థం కాలేదు.
లాగిన్ మాత్రమే చేస్తున్నాం సార్. లాగిన్ చేసి కొత్త యూజర్ ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం.
అవును.
ఇక్కడ ఒక యూజర్ నేమ్ ఒకటి పెట్టి సరిపోతుంది కదా. ఐ మీన్ ఇక్కడ యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఉంది అంటే చేస్తాం కదా.
కస్టమర్స్ ఒక పర్సన్ 30 కస్టమర్స్ ని 40 కస్టమర్స్ ని యాడ్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది కదా. అంటే డిఫరెంట్ యూజర్ నేమ్ ఇస్తున్నారు.
డిఫరెంట్ యూజర్ నేమ్ సార్, బికాజ్ we need to run the test with load కదా.
yes sir, నేను అంటుంది అది కాదు సార్. వాళ్ళు చెప్పే కాన్సెప్ట్ వేరే. నేను అంటే మనకి ఇక్కడ లాగిన్ అవ్వడానికి ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఉన్న యూజర్ నేమ్ ఒకటే సరిపోతుంది కదా. ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ మనం పాస్వర్డ్ ఆల్రెడీ రిజిస్టర్ అయిన కస్టమర్ తోనే కదా సార్ లాగిన్ అవుతాం.
కరెక్ట్, ఆల్రెడీ రిజిస్టర్డ్ కస్టమర్స్ లో లాగిన్ అవుతాం. ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఎప్పుడు రిజిస్టర్ చేశాను, ఆ కస్టమర్స్ తో లాగిన్ అవుతాం. ఓకే, so what is my first name? Here I need to replace my first name, and here I need to replace my last name. So if there are any spelling mistakes here, what will happen? Instead of a small a, if I give capital A, what will happen? It will take last name as this dollar curly braces LAST and name me, because I gave spelling mistake. So it will not give the value inside this. It will just take as it is. Okay. So I am giving my email ID like this. First name @ last name.com. First name @ last name.com, right? I can give that. Okay. So now what is my target? My target is to run this with how many users? 15 users. I'll give 15. Okay. And my ramp up is 45. And so duration is 600. Okay. Now, instead of giving precise throughput timer, I will run this test once and see how many transactions are happening within 10 minutes, right? That's what you need to do. Don't give precise throughput timer straight away. Since I said that you have to achieve 1000 transactions, that doesn't mean that you need to give precise throughput timer directly. Just try to run the script without any timer and see how many transactions it is achieving. Okay.
Vamshik, before running, can you go to login page?
Yeah, sure. This one or sign in?
Yeah, sign in login.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here $3 username takes all the variables from the CSV file, right?
Exactly. It will take all the variables from the CSV file. How many variables we have in CSV file? Like 15 or 16, right?
Yes.
So we are running this test with those 15 users. So
but we haven't registered with those names, right?
I registered already. I did that. During
Okay.
all 15 users were registered during my first or second batch. I registered that.
Oh, okay.
You know the registration process, right? You would have registered using
Yes,
the
yes.
script and all, right?
Yes.
So I registered myself during the first batch. I am considering those users. Okay. Let me cross check if those are working or not.
Okay.
And then I'll run this. Sheet 20. Yeah, working, right?
Okay.
No issue. So add customer and everything is working. There are no records as of now. Okay. So now I will add as a listener. Which listener I need to add because I'm running the test. I'm adding aggregator, right? So now I'll run the test. So all settings I gave 15 users, 45. Think time I gave, and I'm running this for 10 minutes. And let's see what will happen.
లాగిన్ అయ్యారు కదా ఆ 1C20 30 కస్టమర్స్ ని యాడ్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుందా?
అది 1 by 1 customers యాడ్ చేస్తుంది, delete చేస్తుంది. It will add the customers. 1C20 will log in. It will add customer and it will immediately delete that customer.
ఈ స్క్రిప్ట్ కాకుండా వేరే స్క్రిప్ట్ రాసి మనం అలా చేయొచ్చు సార్. ఆల్రెడీ నేను చేసి ట్రై చేశాను. ఒకే దాంట్లో 30 customers ని యాడ్ చేసి పెట్టు.
Okay, దాంట్లో we can add 30 customers also by see this page here. Sorry. Okay, here we are adding the customers, right? How are we adding? We are giving first name, last name, and add customer. So you can loop this particular request for 10 times. Okay. So that it will add 10 customers and delete 1 customer. You can also do that. Okay. I'll tell you how to do that by when I go to that controllers portion. Controllers element, when I'm explaining you, there are different controllers, right? We are using only transaction controllers as of now. We have different controllers. Okay. So we have loop controller, we have random control, random order controller, and all that. Okay. So using few controllers, you can create multiple customers. So see, it is currently running with how many users? 15 users, right? It is currently running with 15 users, and this test will run for 10 minutes. And what is our target? What did I give you? 1,000 transactions or 2,000? Okay, let's see. So I think you are right. It won't achieve 2,000 within 10 minutes. So you have to run without a precise throughput timer. Then only you will come to know. So if it has to achieve 2,000 transactions in 10 minutes, what you need to do? Any idea from you? Like, I want to achieve 2,000 transactions in 10 minutes, but currently it is not achieving. So I want to achieve it. Any ideas from you? How can I achieve that? Precise throughput timer is only to control your transactions. I did not give any precise throughput timer. Not giving any precise throughput timer indicates that I am giving 0 seconds in precise throughput timer. Not adding precise throughput timer indicates that I'm giving, if you add precise throughput timer, if I give 0, same, it is equal to not giving precise. I'm not giving precise throughput timer at all.
Number of users
correct. Correct. By increasing the number of users, we can achieve the target, right? That is why you have under timings, you have something called, I'm under timers elements, you have something called throughput shaping timer. I will go to the topic. I will explain you how you need to achieve the target. Now, you can't achieve the target within 10 minutes. You can't achieve 2000 transactions within 10 minutes. Though, so what is the way? You need to increase the number of users. With 15 users, you cannot achieve the users. Make it to 30 users. And with 30 users, definitely you will achieve. And I remember, if I remember correctly, I would have asked you to run this with 30 users only, right? With 30 users, I think you will achieve this. Why are you not achieving this with 30 users also?
We give an additional thing time, like 5 seconds.
No. Okay. See, if I remove the think time now, and if I run this test with 15 users, then also I will achieve my target. So all these are,
we can achieve that because we cannot give any think time to user and it will run so fastly.
Correct. But in your test, you have to give think time. So you have to follow all these rules. So what is the right way to achieve your target now? By increasing the user, by not deleting the think time. That is not the right way. You should not remove your think times. You should only increase your users and achieve this, your target transactions. Okay. You can make it as a 500 target and you can do this task. Instead of 1000, make it 500 or 600 transactions and do this by giving precise throughput timer and check if you are achieving your target or not. Ravi, Uday, Srinivas, Sri, Murali. I hope you are following. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Sir, when you were talking about correlation, you said we have to do a dry run at the beginning, right?
Correct.
So is that a necessary step? Because we might have to do that multiple times based on how many correlation variables we have, right? So is there any way that we can get the response of the recorded script? Because the response, because when we are doing from the browser, when we are
correct
doing it from the HAR file, I don't see the response. I am getting the request details, but not the response details on the browser. So
in HAR file, you cannot, in most of the cases, you can't see the response, I think, in HAR file.
So the only way is we do dry runs till we...
Just one iteration, right? You just need to run for one iteration.
Okay, sir. So what happens is sometimes in the longer script, because of the one missed correlation variable, let's say there are 5 others, it will not reach the second or third. Okay, and once I do the correlation for the second one, then we'll see, okay, there is something else after that. So we might need to do...
Correct. See, in normal cases also, you have to do the same way. There is no other option, because if you have 5 correlations, you have to start with first correlation. You cannot go to the 5th correlation directly, right? First of all, you have to start with session ID and CSR of token. After that, you will see successful login. Okay. And again, do one more dry run. And you need to see if you need to again capture this delete correlation, what we did just now. So customers are deleting successfully or not. And so next you have to go to the next steps.
Okay.
Yeah, like so that only you have to.
Okay, thanks. And sir, one other question is, you have grouped multiple requests in each of the, like, let's say in add customer, we group 3 items, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So is there any rule, or it's mostly like they are related, so we do that? Like
Add customer, I did not group this, right? Under add customer, we are getting 3 requests. We are getting 3 requests under add customer. I did not group this. I am getting this from the server. When I am requesting the server, I am seeing 3 requests under it. So there is no such rule.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And one thing what you need to remember is, now only I'm telling, I'll repeat this again. See, see in your like according to your NFR requirement or target, if you need to achieve 1000 add customers, they'll tell you that you need to achieve 1000 add customers. Add customers should, you should achieve 1000 add customers with 50 users. If this is your requirement, then you need to achieve 1000 here, 1000 here, 1000 here. Then only you can achieve 1000 for add customers, right? Under add customer, how many requests you have? 1, 2, 3. Everything should achieve 1000. Then only you can say 1000 add customers were achieved successfully. Okay. So what I'm saying here is, this samples, this one second. Okay, I'll explain it clearly when I go to that throughput shaping timer, this timers topic. There is a separate topic for pacing, right? Throughput shaping timer, precise throughput timer, constant throughput timer, and all these topics are separate. So then I'll explain you clearly. If I explain you now, it will get confused. So you will get a target from your customer that you need to achieve 1000 transactions in 1 hour, like 1000 fund transfers in 1 hour, 500 bill payments in 1 hour. So if you have to achieve that target correctly, so you need to do some small settings properly in your precise throughput timer. So how to do that settings, if you are achieving correctly or not, and all that, I'll explain when I go to that topic, right? But coming to your question, see, these settings we are not giving. Okay, Uday, or who asked me this? Ravi.
Sir, actually, the thing I have to see in this one, one of them is entering the data on the add customer. The other one is clicking the submit button, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so there are 2 actions is what we are doing here, right, sir?
Entering, we are not doing anything while entering, right? We are just giving we are just writing something here, right? We are just giving the email ID like this. We are just typing. Is the page loading during this time?
Yes, sir. It's not loading.
It's not loading. That means that the request will not reach the server at all. Whenever we are adding the customer, then only the request will reach the customer.
So every touch point with the server, we have to group that into a separate.
Exactly. Every touch point with the server, we have to group that in a separate transaction. Typing something is not at all a transaction. Okay. You are typing something. How much time it is taking for you to type all this? 5 seconds. That is think time. Okay. That will not include in your transaction. That is a think time. That's it. That is why we are giving think time, to replicate that. In real time, I am taking some time to type all these things. So to replicate that, that is why we are giving that think time. After that, I am clicking on add customer. After clicking on add customer, you are getting these 3 requests. Okay. Fine, you have achieved 1440 transactions without giving any pacing at all, right? So make that task, change the task, and just say you have to achieve only 500, not 2000. Okay.
1100
take 1000. Okay. At the end, I want you to understand the concept of this throughput timer and all that. Okay. Anyway, I'll go to the topic separately. From tomorrow onwards, I'll explain you what is how do you save your script as a template. There is something called templates in JMeter. We have some default templates. Also, you can save your script as a template, and what are the advantages of those templates and all that. I'll tell you that topic. That is very important for you. But after that, I'll go through each and every element from tomorrow. Okay. Shall we meet tomorrow? Is there any other doubt? You can ask me now if you have.
Sir, one last question.
Yes, Ravi.
So if for some reason, if we are going with the throughput timer in this case, so in that case, like you're saying, the target throughput should be 1000 and throughput period is 600 and test duration is also 600.
Exactly.
Seconds.
Correct. You're right.
A number of threads can be one in this case because.
This never changes.
Okay.
This only will change. So give 600 here. Sorry, like 1000 here and 600 and 600. That's it. Okay.
Thanks.
Coming to this number of threads, delay between threads and all that, I'll explain you when I go to this topic. See, this is the basic elements I'm now currently explaining you. I'll explain you in detail when I go to this throughput timer topic. Okay.
Okay.
Fine then. If you yes.
మనము కోరిలేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు మొత్తం అంతా కాపీ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇది సెషన్ ఐడి కానీ మీనింగ్ కానీ. మరి డిలీట్ కస్టమర్ కూడా సేమ్ అదే ఎందుకు అలా చేయాలి?
అదే కాపీ చేసుకున్నాం మొత్తం.
జస్ట్ మనం డిలీట్ అనే బౌండరీ మాత్రమే తీసుకున్నాం సార్.
DID is equal to మాత్రమే ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నా అని అడుగుతాను. ఓకే.
అంటే మొత్తం అంతా ఇచ్చి చూస్తాం.
Let's go here. I'll tell you.
ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ లో కనబడింది కదా సార్, మనం ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ వరకు తీసుకోవాలి అంటే దాని ముందు ఫేజ్ లోనే తెలిసి వస్తాం.
అవును సార్, ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ఐడి
See, this is what I want to capture. DID equal to అనే ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నాం అని అడుగుతాం అంతే కదా. You can take this also. You can take this also. There is no harm. You can take this total. It will work. Why it won't work? Wait. Let's see. See, వచ్చింది కదా? It came. How many instances are there? 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it is coming. I think why it is not working is because you have something called question mark in your left boundary. Whenever you see this question mark in your left boundary, there while giving the regular expression, you would have given the regular expression right like this, right? So ఇలా ఇచ్చి ఉంటాను. Okay. Dot star question mark. So maybe this won't work because you have question mark in your left boundary. So according to this regular expression topic, when I go to the topic, I'll explain you. But what I am saying here is there are few special values, like special characters, I would say. For those special characters, when you see those special characters in your left or right boundaries, you have to give one escape sequence before that. You have to give this. Otherwise, it won't work. So you have something called question mark. Question mark comes into that special character category. So before that, you need to give this escape sequence. Why this is considered as a special character is because this question mark we are using in the while you are capturing your regular expression, you are giving dot star question mark. So you are using this question mark while capturing your regular expression inside your group. So that is why this is considered as a special character. So you are seeing similar question mark in your boundary also. So that is why you have to give escape sequence before that. Otherwise, if you don't give, it will get confused. This regular expression will get confused and it will think that you have used a separate group or separate, you want to capture something here. That is what it will think. So that is why you have to give an escape sequence before that. Instead of question mark, if you are seeing a stars anywhere, there also you have to give escape sequence. Here you are seeing dot. Here also you have to give escape sequence. ఈ తలనొప్పులన్నీ ఎందుకని చెప్పేసి I have captured till this point. Okay, now you got it right. You can also capture everything, no harm, but wherever you are seeing this special characters, you have to give escape sequence. That is why I captured only till did equal to, because when I give did equal to, then also I am getting two values only. See, 1 2 1 2. At the end, what you need to see is longer boundary, shorter boundary, it doesn't matter. What matters is how many times in first instance are you getting the value what you want to capture or not? Am I getting the value what I want to capture in the first instance only? Yes. With did equal to, how many values you are getting? Only 2 values. These are the values which you want to capture. So you can happily use did equal to. Okay. So you don't need to give the longer left boundary. In some cases, what will happen? Did equal to some value is there, but like this also it can be there. Like did equal to some ABC, some value which you don't want to capture. It indicates did equal to some value which you don't want to capture. So in this case, what will happen if you give did equal to first instance? What is capturing in my first instance? This value is capturing. This is not what I want. I want the second value. So in these cases, you can give longer boundary. Okay. This is not happening now. This value, these kinds of values are not there now. In first instance only, with the did equal to, I am capturing my value correctly in first instance. So that is why I gave did equal to. Okay. Any other doubts? Okay, fine. Then let's close the session and I'm going to enter into the new topic from tomorrow. I'll start with the templates and let us discuss about, after templates, let's discuss about each and every element. Okay, slowly. Like I'll start with controllers, different types of controllers. Okay, I'll start with timers, different types of timers, different types of listeners, assertions. Okay, all that we'll discuss from tomorrow. Yes, fine then. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Bye, Ravi.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.